Hey YouTube, Ken here from Think Trade Profit. In this video I'm going to try some live trading again. We've got a big gap down across all the indices this morning, and it looks to be a pretty good day, and hopefully there'll be some good opportunities. But I'm going to share all my trades, my reasons for entering and exiting, and just give you some of my thought processes as we go throughout the day. I'll try to edit out the downtime in between, but I'll share all my trades, and we'll do a quick review afterwards when I get them in trader view and see how we could have done better. But let's get into it. It's about 9:47, so we're about 15 minutes into the market open, and I'm going to snag some relative volume numbers. Some of the stocks I'm looking at are in my watch list up here in the upper right. So Peloton getting about to the peak of where it traded pre-market and after hours, like well above. It's above VWAP as well. I'm looking at a chart on TradingView. I don't know that I want to just step into that short right there. It's a pretty big move, and it's only down 1%. Is it really that strong? Let's see if there's anything on the tape. Fairly tight spread, but this thing's wild. I mean, you can obviously see the, let's get the 8, this is the 5-minute chart, I'm sorry. Let's look at the 1 minute, maybe that's a little bit helpful. So there's possibility there's some kind of double top forming. This is a little bit higher. 8150 looks to be a resistance level, but it looks like it's going to go try to test that again. So let's see what it does here. And yeah, this is right where you can see the volume from last night after the gap down was right about here, and it traded much lower, down in 79 or so. Let's see how it reacts around this level. I don't really have anything on the daily. This is the only thing I marked. This is support, but I saw, I think, on the 60-minute and the daily, and you can see it bounced there this morning, and at the open it was there too. So we're only a point away from that as well. NDX is pretty much, it's picked up 80 points since we opened, but maybe if there's something on the tape here, maybe a short's worth a shot here if I can get a good price. Spread's widening a little bit on that turn. One thing you'll see in my chart, this is new, it's a Williams percentage R. It's an overbought oversold indicator. I don't really take mechanical trades off it, but I'm using it to give me more trade ideas, just to say, hey, this might be an entry that fits your style. I think I am going to try a short here real quick if this peaks up any more. I think I missed it. It just moved 10-12 cents. But with Williams percentage R, I did some backtesting over the weekend on PTON and QQQ specifically, just those two, because they were my best stocks for the past couple of weeks, and it did seem to indicate entries that were like my style. So I did some more testing and that kind of thing. You gotta test it live, because you don't know. There's so much that happens in a 1 minute candle. You can't just look at something historically and say, oh yeah, this is good, it worked, because the indicator itself and the values of, say, Williams percentage R inside the 1 minute candle change drastically. When you look at it historically, you only see the closing price, so you don't know what's going on there. I'm going to try the short here because I know it's spiking, but it just peaked up. It made another move. So we're short at 58. Let's see how this goes. We'll give it about 7 minutes unless we get stopped out. My stop on this would probably be 40 cents. Hopefully they don't try to run the 82. And we'll give it, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. It's coming in right away. My positions window is very slow to update. You can see I've got the short here, but I don't have it shown in the positions window. That's not good. That makes me think Fidelity's slow this morning. But I am short at 81.58, so we're in the money. But the average true range on this is 45 right now, so I have a feeling this is going to be difficult. And the fact that Fidelity hasn't updated my position irks me. It makes me scared. But we'll see how this goes. I'll take half a point off of it if it gets there pretty quickly. If it stalls, I'm going to snag that real quick because the platform is slow. I'm worried. I want to see my positions update here, and I never saw the trade, right? So my P&L updated, but I never saw it in the positions window. So that's not great. A quick scalp, and now it's lower, of course, but a little spooked by the slowness of this window. And yeah, it's pretty good entry. It's going lower, so a little bit of a mistake there, but I was uncomfortable with the way the platform was acting. It's okay. Let's look around. Let's look at this first solar. Maybe there's something here. This isn't really my area of expertise, so this is, we've got a down gap in the market, and we've got a reason for this stock to be down. I'd have to see something on the tape. I mean, we could try something. I mean, this doesn't look bad from a chart perspective. Let's see what the VWAP looks like. So it's approaching VWAP for this morning. Let's put on 100 shares. Let's just poke at it, and just let it sit and see if we can get a good price. So the average true range is 36 cents. See if we can get 100 at a good price here, and just see if it works for us. If it doesn't work right away, we'll just cover it. But just something we can hold. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a spread, 10-cent spread. I don't necessarily want to short at the market. Let's do it. Okay, so we're short 100. No, we got a partial fill. We're getting little partials. So now my positions window is opening up. And that was a market order, and it took that long to fill. There must be a lot going on in the stock. Anyways, so we're short at 65.05. Not the best. I guess it's... Is this quote updated? So again, on something like this that I don't know anything about it, I'll probably... If we get a half a point out of it real quick, I'm just going to take it. And we're close to that spot right now. It's kind of collapsing, but I just don't expect it to just completely fall apart. Give it another second. Good play off VWAP, I think, is what was happening there. And as soon as momentum slows or I see an uptick, I'll just cover. So that was an uptick. It's a little bit slow to trade though. Again, so I got 59, so we almost got 50 cents out of it. That's what I was looking for. Quick scalp. I think we were just lucky. We caught it off VWAP. The average true range is 38 cents, so we got better than the ATR in all of... let's organize this better. So my most recent trade should be on top. Why is this not organized right? Okay. So... yeah, a 1 minute trade, we got more than ATR. It's not bad. Alright, I'll keep an eye on it. I don't really know this stock. It seems like it's stalling there too, so a good scalp. So SPY and Q is looking the same. So we had a little peak there, and now everything turned lower. Nasdaq's lower, significantly lower than where it was before, right? Let's see what happens here. Maybe another, like we saw over here, a candle like this. Or when we initially got, where did we trade it? We traded it at around 10 o'clock. So we got this, I think we caught this price up here, right? So you got a nice candle that kind of peaked up, a decent range. The ATR now is obviously coming down a little bit. So, you know, a 30, this is 38 cents. So a 40-cent move from here would be above 81.50. That'd be pretty significant, and it might be okay to throw in a short. But this little short-term trend looks up. But with a 40-cent stop loss, I don't expect this to go back above 82, right? There was too much resistance up here. And I'm kind of hesitant to short it until we get a really good price, which would be above 81.50. If we get like 81.60 something with a 40-cent stop loss, that would be above 82. And I don't think this is going to break above 82. If it does, we're definitely wrong anyways, and we should stop out. So let's see what we can get here. Get a little candle, some excitement, and we'll try a short. but I'm thinking like something up here, 81.61. So I'll load that up, and I don't know. I think market's starting to calm down a little bit, right? It's 10:30. Nasdaq's recovered. You know, it recovered, then it gave back and it recovered. It's about halfway in the middle of where it was at its worst at the open, and then where it rallied. Because it was, I thought it was 250 or so, negative 250 when we opened. So let's see, this is peaking up. We might get an opportunity here. So let's see if we can get like 81.60. That would be, I think, very, very fair. All this stuff is 81.60, 81.75. There's one other thing. Well, here we go. Let's see how fast this goes. Let's see what kind of momentum it has. So watching the level 2. None of those offers have moved yet. Nothing's printing on the offer, and it failed pretty quickly, but let's give it another shot. I'm kind of surprised they didn't get that a little bit farther going. There we go. There we go. That's more like what I expected. Let's see how good a price we can get. Looks a little thin here. It's just, right? No one's really stepping up on the bid yet. Alright, better, better, better. Let's kick this up to 71. See if we can get these 68s out of there. Yeah, this is probably where I want to be short. SPYs are taking up just a little bit. It's not going. Let's give it another second. I don't think these guys are done. 67s. Watch the tape. See what prints. Is it printing on the bid? Is it printing on the offer? There we go. There we go. A little bit more. Nice momentum. Get those 70s up. And I feel like I'm going to miss it. Drop down pretty quickly. Let's see if they can. That was it. Kind of a weird area. 81.71. I should have taken it. Let's give it another second. I want to see a bigger range candle, not just kind of a flat out stop. A little bit of a spread, so I want, there we go, here we go, we might get another shot. Just trying to understand why this is ticking up. I'm going to try it. So 81.71 we're short. Let's see how much pain we have to take. If it goes over 82, we're wrong anyways, right? And I mean 82, the round number, not the not this 81.82. So I would have liked to seen it turn right away. Now it may. If it doesn't go our way in the first 3 minutes, I'll close it out. I'd like to catch the turn. Because this shouldn't go to 82. Alright, so we're getting some help there. That looks good. So maybe we caught a good spot. Again, 50 cents would be great. I'll scalp it if it happens really quickly. I'm really not looking for a long term, especially after that move. It's got this 10-cent spread. It's kind of annoying. SPYs are ticking up. I feel like it's going to put some pressure against this position. I'm going to cover. I'll tell you why. I'll show you. So SPY started doing that. So I scalped out just because I got freaked by that. I saw that happening. And again, PTON is not in the S&P 500. but it's just a sign that there's order flow coming into the markets. So they're going to use this. Maybe we'll get a better price, and it did. See how fast it came back up, and it's above where we shorted. So that's scalping for you. If this goes above 82, so Nasdaq's rallying a little bit. So yeah, something's, you know, there's some buying coming into the markets. So I don't know. It's unfortunate. I think that looked like a really good entry, but the SPYs are taken away. Now we're above 82. This is where I said there's a bunch of resistance over here at 82.18. Let's see what happens. If it blows right through that, then I don't know. But this is where I kind of want to short some more, or short it again, but not with that move. That move in the SPYs. Let's look around and see what else we got. So like a pullback, we can buy QCOM, little tiny pullback, and it went higher. PayPal doesn't look strong. I don't know if there's anything we can see on the tape here. So it's above a main level, right? This doesn't look particularly strong. It is just barely at VWAP. Let's try just to short something on the offer and see if we can get to, and I'm already too slow. Let's try a little short here. So we got some at 06. So we shorted some at 06. Not the best price. It ticked up immediately. But let's see what happens. Give it a second or two. Again, I want to see it go my way in the first 3 minutes, or I'm going to cover. I'm not really thrilled with that price, especially when as soon as I got short, it ticked up, and SPYs are kind of strong, but who knows. The ATR on this is 37 cents, so yeah, I think we're in a weird spot. SPYs are kind of strong. It's got a big spread. Maybe there's something in it there. Again, if I get 30 cents out of this, I'm just going to scalp it out, because the ATR isn't big. I don't expect this to move majorly, but it is going our way. Let's see. So SPY's coming off a little bit. Maybe that'll help our case. I don't know. Not really thrilled with this. We didn't give it a lot of. We'll just take some money off. Just 56. So it's been a minute. It's going our way. Let's see what happens on that uptick. If more comes to the offer, or if it stays. Are my quotes not right? How much did I get? This positions window is delayed. Look how delayed this is. I don't even know if this isn't right. Look at where the stock's trading. Look at the level 2. I'm going to cover because see these level 2 quotes right here, 1786, 1791. The stock's trading at 99 over here, so I wasn't getting an accurate quote. This didn't update, so that irks me a little bit. There's something going on with the platform, and I just noticed because I was looking at the tape and the prices were higher, so it scared me. Because I want to have accurate prices. It was trading 98, and it looked different from here. So unfortunately, it's going lower, but something was going on at that moment with the quote. I would do a quick reconnect here. Let's see if it happens again. Maybe it was the spread? I don't think so. I'll have to review that in the video. But it's one of those instructive moments. I want to have a clear picture. If I don't have a clear picture, I get antsy, especially if something's going on wrong. And of course, it looked great on the chart and it went our way, but I just didn't like what I was seeing there. I'll review the tape. Maybe I'll throw some commentary in there. So I panicked out of that because I thought something was going wrong. Shit. Oh well, it was just 100 shares anyways. Let's look around. QCOM. I don't think I've got anything to do there. Let's see what PTON's doing. So SPYs stopped going up, and we started to see a little bit of a turn here. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised for them to bounce again. QQQ looks the same. It's just like, ooh, what do we got here? This is PTON. All right, so PTON making a move again. This is the price where we wanted to get short if we could. I'm going to take a little bit up here if I can. Let's see how far they push this. This is surprising. Now I'm scared, but I'm still going to try it. Let's try. Wow. So this is above the level where I said it might be a warning sign. Look at this spread. Is this keeping up with the tape? Funny thing is, SPYs are going down right now. This is such a move. I'm gonna try to get 37. Now I'm gonna try to get 41, right below 50, right near 50. Let's try this. So 41, we got filled at 41. It's just 100 shares because it's vertical. I'm not real confident in it. If it doesn't go our way in the first 3 minutes, I'm gonna get out. Those are my rules. But maybe it was just a little stop run action. I don't know that I put more on. I didn't expect, like, this is surprising. Like, this is alarming. It broke through all of this. Right, 82.18. So, if this keeps ripping, I'm just going to cover it. This is dumb. We're short at 41. Yeah, it's a little, again, these guys have a lot of power when there's not a lot of volume. Give it another second. I can't believe this just ripped through that. All right, I'm covered. It's not worth it just sitting that. Who knows? QCOM was strong. Is there a pullback we could buy? Let's see what this looks like on VWAP. Maybe we'll just, it's way above VWAP still. It's been oversold. Williams percentage R says oversold quite a bit. Let's see if we can get a price on this. Let's scoop some of this up. Of course, I step away for a second and pause the video, and that's when it breaks, right? So this is interesting. SPYs took a step lower, and now QCOM's down in the area where I said I would look to buy. Let's do it. Let's put that out there, at least at 54, and see what happens. But I stepped away just for a second, and I came back in and I saw the chart. Classic. So maybe we'll get a fill down here. SPYs are still ticking down. I can't believe it. Yeah, it just jumped up for just a second. But maybe we'll catch something here real quick. Maybe they'll just tap it down just a little bit more. SPY's still not turning. But I got bids in front of me. It doesn't look good. Couldn't even remember if I unpaused the video and turned it back on. SPY's turning up now, and we're just not going to get filled unless they tap through these bids one more time. So I'm going to leave that there in the hope that the market makers just drill it down just a little bit more before the market turns up. And that looks like what's happening. See how it's drifting down now, and the market's actually turning up. So it's like they kind of force everybody out. It makes me want to pull my bid because it could go lower. See, now we're seeing stuff in the offer that we never seen before, and we got filled. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see how far they I don't want to take too much of a risk on this. It's only 200 shares, but it seems like we're getting manipulated right now. Now look at it fall apart. So I don't want this to go too much against me. I'd even average into it, but I think we're getting manipulated, right? But let's see. Let's see how the first 3 minutes play out if it goes our way. But yeah, you couldn't buy this below 61 before. So I'm not thrilled until it proves itself. Like there's still little bits of stock offered here. Like people are trying to sell it in the up now. Like this thing didn't get below 61 before. So hopefully it moves back up quickly. Otherwise I will get out. But again, it's not a very big position. It's gonna, yeah, look. See, we just got so manipulated at this price. They know the market's turning, so they're putting pressure on it to try to buy it even cheaper. Right? Or the market's heading lower. So SPYs are dipping down. I'm not going to bail just yet. SPYs are dipping down a little bit, and now we're out 20 cents on something that's super strong. It's kind of crazy. But maybe we'll get a reversal here in a second. So look at this. I might actually buy more. I don't want to average a loser. It's not a winner yet. I can't believe it's moved a quarter past 50 already. SPYs haven't turned. So I'm not going to let this go too far against me. This is pretty surprising. We're out 30 cents. I'd like to average in more. I just caught this downturn in the market. If I could show you SPYs real quick. So here's SPYs. It just never stopped, never turned. We'll give it another second. See what the first 3 minutes look like. It was so strong a few minutes ago, right? No one was stepping in to sell it, and now look at it. So 48.19. It's been, it'll almost have been 4 minutes since we entered this. Is that right? Or no, that's when we got, well, that's when we put the order out there. The execution was at 49.41, and it's still not ticking up for us. So it's been 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes yet. But what I'm getting at is if it doesn't turn, I'm going to get out. So unfortunately, I think this is a really good price, but I don't want to average. I'm not averaging. Maybe we'll get some help here. But yeah, I can't believe it went that low. It's just the SPYs doing what the SPYs were doing. They're having a hard time ticking up for whatever reason. It kind of sucks. But I shouldn't have to take this much pain, otherwise we're just wrong. It's just unbelievable. But that's what we're waiting for, the SPYs to help us out. So maybe we'll get saved here. So what did I say? 49.41 was when we got filled. 49.41. So it's coming on 4 minutes and we're still not in the money. What do you guys think? It's starting to tick up, so I guess I can give it a little bit, but my first inclination is to just tap out. It didn't go my way at all, but we could be facing a major turn here in the market. So given how strong this is, I'll give it some. It seems to be doing okay. Let's see if they can get it up at least to our price. It seems to be turning all right, but it's not even in the money after all that time. But we are getting a little bit of a turn here, so. But normally I would just tap out of this. First 3 minutes, it never went my way. It just sucks because it looks like a great trade. But I may not hold this. I may just, because the SPYs are not, they're not really, well, maybe they'll hold up here. I want to see this thing bounce in our favor before I consider holding it. I'm going to tap out of this, I think, for a small loss right here. And we'll see if that was wrong. But it just didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Good trades go your way right away. And that one didn't. It was against us right from entry. And I may have been wrong here because price and all the stuff we were fighting for, I'm surprised they dipped it that low. So we lost 3 cents, big deal. But I want to catch that good spot where I'm in the money most of the way. And QCOM still lower, so I feel good about that. We put that on at, not that it matters, but we put that on 11.49. It's 11.56 now. 7 minutes later, the stock is lower, 20 cents lower. So it still hasn't recovered. So I think we did the best we could with it. We set a price, we bought it, we got out almost flat, and it's still lower. I'll keep an eye on that. It's just a market. I think right now the volume's drying up because we're approaching lunchtime, and these are probably going to be some extraordinary prices, maybe. Like, this looks really tasty right down here. But I don't know. Weird stuff can happen over lunch as maybe the buy orders or whatever's getting pulled, why this stuff is suddenly getting so weak or the market's getting so weak. It's probably some kind of shakeout, and by the afternoon we'll be laughing at ourselves like, why don't we buy all this stuff? Well, the reason we didn't buy all this stuff is because look at the indices, right? Are you a buyer today? Are you a buyer when the market's like this? Should you really be buying? Not really. You should be short selling well. This thing's still trading down at 24, 28. I kind of want to buy it. I feel like they're going to accumulate down here, but here's the Williams percentage R. I spent a lot of time in this area. It's it was 20%, 30 cents lower than where we bought it initially. It was really hard to hold on to a long, right? The market made it so. And it's strong. Let me just evaluate the two real quick. So PTON is fractionally up, right? Barely up. QCOM is actually down right now. Strange. But QCOM is an S&P stock. PTON is not. So it's going to go with the S&P. And that's why it's drifted lower. So essentially we're making an S&P bet here. Is the S&P going to be higher by the afternoon? I don't know. It's below the moving average. It's negative on the day. It may be at the worst it's been all day. Let's take a look at that. So today. So are we at lows? No, because we gapped low. 330, 361. We're 2 points off, like absolute lows. But are we below the support here? Like whatever this is. 335. 335. We're right at this level of this stuff. Obviously we traded lower before the open, but at this point we're sitting right here. So maybe there's some support here. I don't know, but overall market day is negative. The QCOM is still going lower. So good out for us on that trade, because it's 114.15 now. It seems crazy because it was so strong. They were holding the bid at 114.61. It's being driven by SPYs. And the people are pulling their orders for lunch, so it's just trading. It's probably just going to trade with SPYs. Let's try some here because I see SPYs ticking up. It seems like for them to run the figure would be amazing. I don't see SPYs breaking this low. Let's buy a little bit. So I bid 14. Did we get it? Okay, we got it. Let's see what happens. I didn't see SPYs making a move to a low. They're trying to bounce. And this thing's dipping down. They're going to run me out at the number or something. This is crazy. It was so strong. I'd like to see this lift. That's a good sign. I like the uptick in it as soon as we get in it. That's good. But I'm going to scalp this because it hasn't. Ooh, this is a little bit better. Let's see how far this goes. Let's scalp it out right there. It's 25 cents. I'm not real confident. Like I don't feel like I want to be buying stuff. But that may have, I think it's the lunchtime turn. I was probably too skittish. The market's turning a little bit because it's 12 o'clock. People are either pulling their orders or there isn't going to be a lot of volume so they can move stuff. It happened when I get up away from the desk. So market started selling off right at 12. QCOM went much lower. It ticked up about 12 more cents after where we got out, like it bounced. But then I came back and I saw the charts. So the market's come down quite a bit, and I'm looking at this SPY chart to play a little balance. Maybe not. I mean, I'm not really looking to buy into this market, but this move is kind of just a bullshitty lunch move, and it looks like going all the way back to the beginning of the day. There might be some support right around here at this level because we saw it after the open. So this little sell-off, like take one of the stronger stocks like QCOM or DKNG. I like the QCOM better. It'll trade with the SPYs. So DKNG, I mean, I'll look at that. I think the QCOM has been overdone because this was showing strength a point ago, and I may have missed it. But I was thinking about just snagging a little something here on the next downtick in SPYs because we're right at what I think might be a support level. And it goes all the way back to this level at 952 or whatever, where the market picked up and we just went up. So, I mean, same thing as always. The trade doesn't work out in the first 3 minutes. We'll get out. But I think there's probably a good... Oh, VWAP looks good too. So we're way below VWAP on QCOM. You can see it here. Not way below, but it looks like a good value play. But I think it is just reacting to the SPYs. So I'm gonna let SPYs do their thing here a second. They're still going down, but I think they're gonna pause. This is just a strange, I mean, for the market to be down, SPYs and all this stuff, you can see the indices. We've come off. This is a huge retracement. That's the best way I can phrase it. I don't think, I wouldn't just go buy anything, but QCOM, we saw that strength before a point ago. And the stock is, now it's a little bit negative on the day, but not much. And I have a feeling I'm going to miss it because I'm talking and eating, but I think it's going to put in some kind of bottom, and this is what I would buy, even if it's just, I mean, I'll play it safe. SPYs are still ticking down, but I think this is the spot, just looking at this, the area from 950 this morning, where this is going to stall a little bit. So let me give this another, I mean, even if it's just 50 shares, I'll just eat and watch it. I mean, just to make something off this kind of overdone move. So let's watch this value. This is what I was talking about doing this live. All right, so I'm hovering on the value right now. It's negative 93, negative 94. Let's buy some here. Let's just buy 50 shares just to show you this extreme level. So 61, see if we can get it. We got it at 61 cents. Let's see what happens. It's 50 shares, so the usual. I'm not really worried about this lot, but if it doesn't go our way in the first 3 minutes, SPYs are really kind of tanking off, but it just seems like a weird flush move. It doesn't really, this doesn't feel real. It'd be cool if it moved a little bit faster, but it's kind of slow. I'm out. Once that offer came in, it's just like nothing's going on. There was also DKNG I was talking about a second ago. They crushed it. So this is way below. This looks like a buy, but look at it. What's happening, right? It's still not a VWAP, so I guess it's got some room. 5260 is VWAP. So they're pressing against the figure. We should probably... The market doesn't seem strong. I want to short, but this looks extremely good value. So Williams percentage R, it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4 candles below at an extreme level. Let's see if they can run this 53.0 level. I think that's what they were gunning for. So let's buy it underneath this, right? Right here, somewhere in here at like panic levels. So let's buy 200 at 87. If we can get it, we got it. Let's see what happens. Hopefully there's not something too crazy going on. So that looks like kind of a stop run. The market isn't going down. I don't know what's causing this exactly. Hopefully it doesn't stop us out, but this thing was strong, right? Give it a few minutes. But it's kind of surprising that it's just ripping through all those levels. So 51, hasn't even been a minute yet. So at least we're somewhat in the money. It's a good sign. Again, ATR on this is 20. I think we got a good price, but if it goes 1.5 ATR, I'll scalp it. If we get 30 cents out of this, if this jumps above and goes to 17, I'll scalp it out. Because I think it's going to struggle at the figure. It might even struggle right here. It's not good. Doesn't look good. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I'm not going to let this go too far against us. It just seems like a stop run, but shit. Pretty active. You can see all stock printing. SPYs are starting to tick up. That's a good sign. Just like to get this in the money at least. Still a lot of people sitting on the offer. So it's been 2 minutes and we're still not in the money. So I'm going to give it another minute, but if it's not in the money, I'm going to tap out. I like to see this thing move. That's better. So again, 30 cents, I'll tap out of it. It's not going. I'm going to hit out. I gave it almost 30 minutes, or 3 minutes. So we got in at 151.30. So I gave it 2.5 minutes, right, from where we bought it. And we weren't in the money at all. So that's kind of my rule. Good trades go your way right away. So we lost a penny. And right now it looks like a good sell. But I want to, I want stuff to go my way pretty much right away. So that's all right. We tried. Push it up. Give me just a little better price. SPY's still white candling. Not going to last though. Let's put this 80. I'm just being I'm waiting too long. It's obviously not going up. I'll try to get 83. Just micromanaging a trade which is going to fall apart when that looks good. SPYs are still going up. I should have got in there. People are starting to show up on the offer, and this SPY move is going to stall. I'm going to offer 89 right in front of those 90s, and I got a partial. And SPYs are still going up. So we'll see how this plays out. 132. These annoy me because it's hard to it's distracting to cover because you got to type in the shares and stuff. SPY still going up, so I'll probably get filled in the balance. There it is. All right, let's see how this goes. We got a little strong up move in the SPYs there, but it turned. I don't know. It's not my first choice. PayPal is my first choice, and it didn't go up, I can tell you. But let's give it a few minutes and see how it plays out. I'll be surprised if this doesn't go in our favor pretty much the whole time, because it was just so slow to go up. But you never know. Sometimes they slow play their orders, right? They buy when they can. And the ATR is 11 cents. So honestly, if we're right on this, I think anything over 20 cents is a really good scalp. So I'll give it a little bit more than ATR, like 22 cents. It's just a little bit, because I think we got a good price, right? It turned, it's in our favor. So 20 cents, 22 cents would be 67 if we catch this just right. So let's try that. Watch some Qs go up a little bit, or SPYs, I mean, trying to. It's going to hurt our case a little bit, but not much. Yeah, I'm going to cover. Here's why. See how that ticked up so quick? It sucks. That was a good price. I really think that was a good price, but here's what SPYs were doing. They started jumping, and that's why this just went back to our entry price. So we were short at 86, and now it's right back there because SPYs started ripping. Not ripping, but so we made 9 cents. I could have covered it better, I guess. Maybe there's a bottom there. Oh well, I mean, that's what happens. SPYs went against us. I find this a little surprising that PTON's kicking up now. We just had this move. I was up out of my seat. We just had this move in the SPYs, so it kind of broke a little temporary short-term trend line. We moved down, and I see PTON ticking up like this, and I know it's up and it's strong, but when I look at Williams percentage R and I see every one of these up moves, there's always an opportunity for it to trend lower a little bit, at least for a scalp, after every one. So I'm looking at this as a short, and I probably waited too long. No, I wouldn't do it, but it just looked suspect. It looked like they were finishing up some orders and they're going to let this drop because the market is just tanking right now. So why would they need to tick it up if they were buying it? They wouldn't. It would come to them. The overall market is coming in, so stock's got to be coming for sale. Let me try a little feeler lot. If I can get it above 84, like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. So there's 100 at 07. Let's see how bad. Let's just see how it acts. I'm just curious. Not the best reaction. I'm out instantly, but there's something weird about this. So there's something fishy. They shouldn't have to bid this stock up here right now. It would be coming to them. So if they were really buying it, they would let it come in. They would drop the bids, and because the market's just sold off massively. So I feel like there's a couple orders at play. I feel like there's a sell order and a buy order. So the buy order, they're like, hey, you bought. They're calling him and they're saying you bought Peloton here, blah 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 blah, because the market's coming off. So they're stuffing a buyer at a higher price, is my suspicion. If this goes above these wicks, I'm going to just get out. I'm not going to waste a lot of time with this. I could be totally wrong here. It just seems really weird. And it's probably going to go. I'm not going to lose more than 20 cents on this. I'm just wrong. But it's just weird. It seems like manipulation, and then it's going to fall apart. So it's just from me working as a market maker and stuff. It's we print stock high to people, the buyer, especially when it's advantageous to us, right? Because they probably think, hey, this is going to come in, so we can short some here. Hey, you bought 200,000 here, and then let it come off. The market's coming off, and we'll buy it cheaper later. That's what I'm thinking when I look at this. But if it doesn't play out here in a minute or two, I'll just close it. We've been in like a minute and a half. So maybe that'll play out. It doesn't look like it, though. It just seems weird. Why bid it up now when the market's just collapsing? It just seems like they're trying to sell it as high as possible. Weird. Like those bids could drop any second and this thing could just crater. Like, again, totally against the trend, right? At least what the chart looks like. So that's why I put on small size. So if it does pay off. So there we go. Now it goes in our favor. Let's see how far it goes. What's the ATR on this? 25 cents? If we get 25 cents, I'll be thrilled. I had to hold it for so long. And it looks like they're going to hold the bids here too. It's kind of weird. This could take forever to trade out. I'm just going to cover. It didn't really work out. I gave it more than 3 minutes. But it just seemed weird. You guys can understand why I question that. It just doesn't look right. But I don't want to have to fight them forever. I bet it comes off hard, but I just want to get it at the right time. Alright guys, it's getting close to 3 o'clock, and I think I'm going to throw these trades into Trader View, and we'll do a quick trade review, see what I could have done better. We'll see what the stats look like, aside from P&L, and not really an amazing day. It wasn't trading very large. From a risk-reward standpoint, think about it that way. My worst risk on any one trade, if it was, I don't think I traded more than 200 shares of anything, a 200 share lot size, was 40 cents, right? I don't think I set a stop for more than 40 cents. So that would be 80 bucks on 200 shares. So I'm up just shy of $200, which would be 2.5 R, right? So if risk on any trade, the biggest trade was 80 bucks. I'm up 2.5 R. 2.5 times 80 would be like 200 bucks. So nothing to write home about. I could have traded a little bit larger, but mostly I've been trading PTON and QQQ, and their R-vols have been higher. So I was a little hesitant to go bigger because they've been a little bit more wild than today was. Today was pretty tame, and I guess I didn't expect it. I've had some better moves in both of those. Some really quick half points, stuff like that. And maybe it's because I was being a little bit more reserved on my entries. I'm not sure. But we'll take a look at the stats. Let's look at these trades in Trader View real quick and just sum it up and see how I did from a risk reward standpoint and trade entry and stuff like that. We'll look at some of those stats. I always do it at the end of the day just to kind of have a better recap than just, oh, I made money. Managing risk is really important to me. I tend to grind it out, kind of like what you've seen here. I'm going to have really good days sometimes. Sometimes I have, super high win percentage of like above 80% winning trades, and the money gets a lot better. But let's see what today looks like. All right, guys, I'm back. I took today's trades and I imported them into TraderView and made a few notes in my journal. So we'll go over that real quick just so I can show you kind of what I do at the end of the day, that kind of thing. So these are the trades. This is a trades view list. The only thing I do is I tag them morning, lunch, and afternoon, and sometimes pre-10 a.m. Pre-10 a.m. for me is like 9:30 to right before 10 a.m. And I didn't do any of those today. I started after 9:50, I think. But that's a trades view. Interesting, little caveat here. The thing I look at a lot, just to be true to myself, is I look at price maximum adverse excursion, and that is how far away did this trade, whether it was a winner or loser, how much pain did I take? How much did it go against me at its worst? So I always look at this because sometimes we, in retrospect, we don't remember the things that we do wrong, like holding losers or holding things for a lot of pain, and then, oh, it was profitable, so it was the right thing to do. I don't believe that. So anyways, looking at this column, you can see that everything was below 40 cents, and that's really my personal target, except when our vol is higher. I did trade PTON and QQQ at 55 cents one day, but today I was just kind of doing it normally, so nothing went against me more than 40 cents. That was my stop loss for pretty much my mental stop loss for all the trades. So that's good. I stuck to that. As far as profit and that kind of thing, let's look at the reports view real quick. So the reports view, it shows you how we did. There's the P&L. So $194. The largest gain was $84. The largest loss was $29. This daily volume is just, I think that's total shares. That's times 2. So that's double what shows in Active Trader Pro. Win percentage, 63%. That's about right, honestly. I usually am in the 60% range. 7 winners, 4 losers, maximum consecutive winners 4, maximum consecutive losers 2. And then you can see the average position, maximum favorable excursion. So these were the trades that were good, that were that went in our favor. What was the average for those? And that was a lot higher than the ones that went against us. So that's good. Here's the average per share gain or loss. 12 cents a share is very good. Profit factor is really high just because I think I did well. I mean, it's pretty good for the share size I traded. I could have traded a lot bigger, but that's that. So honestly, what I mostly look at is I scroll through the maximum adverse excursion and make sure that I didn't kind of break my personal rules and get into the scenario where I was averaging down or holding a big loser, and I didn't do that, and you guys saw that today too. So looking at the journal, this is a journal side of TraderView. It's very cool. You can paste in your own pictures. These are my pictures here from Active Trader Pro. So I put a little thing. This is where the indices were at 3 p.m. This is about when I stopped. Here's my P&L. It just shows what I traded. I mean, I can see that in the trade view too. There's some other things I haven't filled out yet, but some of the questions I ask myself every day is, any losses greater than 40 cents? No, and there weren't, right? We just saw that. What was the worst negative P&L drawdown today? That's something else I kind of grade myself on. And today we were positive from the first trade. What I'm talking about there is not like a peak to trough drawdown. I'm not talking about, oh, I was up 200 and I went to 100. It was I ever down was I ever negative P&L on the day? If then, I'll say, yeah, at one point I was down $60, $100, $200, whatever. For this trade size, I have a daily risk of basically, it comes out to be about 4.5 R or so. I don't want to be down 5 R. So when I say down 5 R, our risk was 40 cents a share on 200 shares at most. So $80. I think I have it wrong. I'm sorry. 2.5 R. So just under. It basically comes out to be just under my share size. So if I'm trading 200 shares, I don't ever want to be down more than $200. It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm usually not. You can see how risk averse I was fighting for price and that kind of thing. I don't have an upside as far as profit target goes, but usually if I'm up like 6 R or something like that, that's a pretty good day. Like I know I'm kind of at the peak end of my spectrum. So 6 R on a day like today, if risk is $80, 40 cents on 200 shares, 6 R would be like $480. If I was up 480 or so, I would probably quit for the day because I know that's just my upper spectrum. of just looking at all my days. I'm not saying I do that a lot. I'm just saying somewhere in that range is where I'll just be like, this is good, or I'll scale down really big and I'll just trade small if I think the market's good. But somewhere around 5-6 hours where I'm starting to like, okay, this is a good day, you should probably bank it. But anyway, these are little check mark things that I grade myself on. I didn't start before 950. I didn't short the low or buy the high of the day. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And no losses greater than 40 cents. And I record this here. I also put a picture of the SPYs, and it kind of shows the gap from yesterday. So you can see this is where they traded today, and this little tidbit here is yesterday. So you can see we gapped down a big. And I put QQQs. I haven't always done this, but I started trading Qs a lot more. I didn't today, but this shows the gap in Qs too. So, looking back at my journal, I know what was, this will kind of be enough notes to remind me, oh yeah, this is that big gap down day after FOMC. I didn't put anything like that in here, but I did on yesterday's journal. I did make a note, hey, this is at the FOMC day, etc. But that's what I do. But yeah, the P&L curve is great. I can't complain. I was never down. It was pretty much increasing all day. I was pretty risk adverse, and I was trading small. I get that. I usually trade a little bit bigger, but and I usually trade a little bit more. All in all, I think there were just 11 trades today. 20 trades, 19, 20 trades is more my average. I think I was being kind of risk averse because I knew I was filming. But anyway, that's that. That's the review I do for myself, and that's the journal notes I take, and some of the stuff I haven't filled in, like today's good trades, today's mistakes. I'll do that later, but I just want to share that with you too. So with that, I'm going to call it a day. I hope this is helpful. I hope there's some insight in here that you can take and incorporate into your own trading. You may not trade exactly like I do. I know I'm kind of super short-term scalping, but maybe there's some stuff you saw me do that you're like, hey, I can work that into how I trade. That was really the goal, is to kind of give you my mindset. And it was hard. It was hard to vocalize what I usually think about in all of a second or two. Because yeah, probably one of my biggest regrets today was there were times when I would flip through one of these stocks and I could tell right when I flipped to it, hey, that's a good price, I want that. But I think I erred on the side of, let me explain my thought process to you, and I missed a lot of trades, right? There were a lot of shorts and stuff that I just wasn't in. So no problem. It was a good day, very low risk. I followed all my rules. But that's it, guys. I hope that was helpful. Please support the channel, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. It takes a long time to put these videos together and edit them, and it takes a little courage to put your day out in front of everybody too. So thanks for sitting through it. Good luck out there. Be careful. As always, play good defense and protect your profits. There's always another day to make good trades. So just don't give back a lot when you're not having your day. It's okay. You don't have to make money every day. You don't have to crush it every day. Just get consistent and grind it out. But thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I will see you next time. Take care.